Hello and welcome to the Crochet Cakes YouTube channel. My name is Clarissa and this is a crafty channel. Today I thought we would chat about crochet alongs and my birthday make. Hello again, I hope that you've been doing well. I know it hasn't been that long since we last had a crafty chat, but I still hope that you've had a lot of calm, crafty moments and definitely a healthy January. If you follow along on Instagram, you know that it has not been the healthiest month in terms of just general sickness that's been going on. I caught it. I'm still kind of with it, and I completed my second dose of antibiotics, and I'm not sure what's going on, honestly. But I know that I'm not alone in this because a lot of you reached out through Instagram to, you know, be in the solidarity of I am sick too. Let's just cheer each other on so that our bodies can do their thing, fight all our diseases. And definitely I've not been the only one sick in my family. Mom and dad caught the flu and it was bad. It escalated and now they're doing better. So yeah, I didn't want to say anything because, you know, there's so much stress already in the world, and I know that we relieve burdens by sharing some of it, but I don't know, sometimes I struggle with what to share and what not to share with you, my crafty friends. But here we are. We're hopefully on our road to a healthier January. I'm recording this on the second week of January, but it will go live for you on the 27th of January, hopefully. Now, other than being sick, January has been an expensive month. It really has. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I broke my umbrella light, and equipment is a lot more expensive now than it was 5 years ago. So that I ended up paying like $100-something for new lights, which I know is on the cheaper end of the spectrum. So it could have been a lot worse. I'm pretty happy with their functionality, still learning how to use them when recording my tutorials, but I definitely hope that you see a difference when I'm recording and it's a more pleasing experience for you. Not only did I break my umbrella light, but I also took the plunge and decided to upgrade my iPad to a newer one that I could use the pencil with so that I could draw my designs for you guys and include some like real life sketches of my designs in my paid for patterns. And all these purchases were possible because you absolutely brilliant, lovely people watch my channel, let the ads load, go to my website, let the ads load, and not only that, but you also support me through my paid for patterns and sometimes even my Ko-fi. So a big thank you from the bottom of my heart because you definitely enabled me. Like, because of you, I was able to put all that ad revenue that we made last year towards purchasing the newer iPad and the lights. And trust me, it hurt to do that, like, that just once big spend, but it had to happen. Newer upgrades that I'm hoping to do for this channel is down the line get a better microphone to do voiceovers with. I'm okay with the one I have now, but I think that when I'm recording like podcasts this way, we might benefit from a microphone. As you saw, I brewed myself a cup of tea in the perfect new mug that I bought from Joanne. It was on a super clearance. So I encourage you to also grab a cup of tea, grab your favorite project, and sit down with me because we are now really gonna get into the theme of this podcast, which is crochet alongs and my birthday make. For the past several years, you've joined me along on the journey of making a birthday outfit. Last year, we made the bloom top, which was a beautiful project that we crocheted all through our travels through Japan. I will leave that video linked for you in the description box or in the iCard above if you've never seen it. Not only that, but the year before that, we went from the vest to a dress. I turned one of my vest patterns into a dress that I love. Like, I'm not kidding. I absolutely love that dress. You don't see me wear it often because I kind of stopped posting my crochet outfits. I use the same ones over and over again because I love them and they're my favorites. So yeah. Anyway, this year I kind of struggled with what to make. There was a part of me that wanted to be very practical and just pick a project that I could crochet with cotton yarn because I live in Florida. Well, it's cold today actually. It's brilliantly cold, which is why I'm wearing this sweater. Let me show you. This is an absolutely perfect sweatshirt from Evelyn of Pink Sheep Designs, and it's super comfortable and it's just beautiful. It reminds me a lot of my childhood. You guys know those sweetie hearts that you always get for Valentine's Day? Oh, my grandfather would always buy them just randomly throughout the year for me, and it just brings back a lot of good childhood memories. But I was talking about weather and weather appropriate garments. So cotton is really the more sensible approach. And definitely if we're using wool that's on the thinner fingering weight side is the more sensible approach for Florida weather. But my heart really wanted a sweater, a proper sweater. Does that happen to y'all as well? Do you just like struggle between what is practical for your weather and then what your heart really wants to crochet, even if it's not weather appropriate, but it's gonna make your heart just boom, burst in the best way possible? Just, you know, in a healthy, emotional way. In the end, it's really no surprise that I went for the sweater because you guys know I love being cozy. I absolutely adore wearing sweaters, and that's not practical, but it does make my heart happy. You might be asking yourself by now, okay, Clarissa, which sweater did you choose? Well, I haven't really chosen a pattern. No, what I have is inspiration. So last year, you may remember that I shared in my newsletter, one of my crochet loves was this sweater by Stevie from Stevie by the Sea. She's no longer on Instagram, but you can find her here on YouTube still. She had a beautiful ripple sweater and I loved the color combination. Like, that's really what attracted me to this sweater. And it's been living rent-free in my head ever since. Not only that, but last year I played a game that has also been living rent-free in my head. I chatted about it last year. It was only available on Mac and PC at the time, but it is now available on Switch. No, I'm not sponsored. It is Mail Time. Ooh, wow, lights. You know what? I will just hold this here and then I'll put a picture. I'll just hold this here and I'll put a picture so we can pretend that I turned my switch on. So Mail Time is the most cozy game ever. Like it's literally cozy. You're a little mushroom that is delivering mail and you get to create a character. And the way I dressed up my character, I also want to dress like that in real life. You guys know how I feel about overalls and sweaters, so it's really no surprise that I'm also pulling inspiration from this character. And funsies. I found this book at a thrift store. So I think we can have some fun with choosing a different ripple stitch, a variation of a ripple stitch. And I've also picked out my colors and they're living in one of my favorite bags that gets really neglected because at the time I was very upset with how big it came out. It's inspired by one that Sandra of Cherry Heart sewed. I'm gonna try and find a picture, but I think I'd have to dig deep for that. Anyway, inside we have, of course, a beautiful highlighter yellow. Like, this is proper highlighter yellow. It's literally called bright yellow. And aqua. So these are the colors that I'm going to be choosing. And I am so excited. You can probably tell I'm excited to start this project, but also I'm excited to record a video for this project because I'm thinking of doing a crochet style vlog to walk you through my ideas, my process, my sketches, the stitches I ended up using, all that good stuff, all that yummy stuff. So I'm excited to start that. And not only am I excited to share this with you, but I am also excited to once again bring out the idea of doing a celebration crochet along. Now, several of you responded positively to this, but I just wanted to bring it up again, and this time with dates. Last year, we hosted the Celebration Crochet Along, which was a crochet along to celebrate my birthday so that you guys could celebrate my birthday with me and we'd all have this one big awesome party together. That was the idea. This year, I'm continuing with that idea. In order to participate in the Celebration Crochet Along, you must choose a crochet cakes pattern or design. And it can be from my tutorials, it can be from my blog, it can be a paid for pattern, it could be in a magazine. If I designed it, if I taught you how to make it, then it's open to go in this celebration crochet along. And the crochet along will run from the 10th of March to the 12th of April. If you've been thinking about buying a crochet cakes pattern, but you are kind of waiting for the right moment, then I will be running a sale. I know it's not usual that I run sales because I've priced my patterns on the lower end of the spectrum so that they would be accessible to more people, but you know, it's my birthday, I'm running a sale. Also, I missed a grand opportunity last year to celebrate my birthday. Yes, it was awesome. Like, I was in Japan with my husband and I got to be in a Sanrio cafe. It was awesome. But I completely forgot that 33 was the Hobbit age, coming of age party. Like, how brilliant would that be? This year, we had briefly considered of finding a Hobbit-like area for my 34th birthday and just going there. But we're putting that a little bit on hold. Anyway, I still want to have a big old grand celebration with you guys, and what better way than to host a crochet along. This year we're running things a little bit differently because I'm going to be hosting a channel on my Discord server that's going to be all about the crochet along, where you can share pictures, we can chat, we can share inspiration, all in that one place. I think it's easier to keep track than Instagram because Instagram is now doing this weird thing with hashtags when I search them that not all the projects that use the hashtag appear on the hashtag. I don't know what's up with that, but it's kind of unfortunate really. And there will be gifts and prizes because it's my birthday. Now these gifts will not be currently aren't sponsored by anyone. They will just be sponsored by me and the ad revenue that I generate to be able to pay for shipping and to be able to purchase beautiful goodies for you guys. So just let me know if the celebration crochet along is something that you are interested in. I already know one of you is going to be making the Eat Cake sweaters, and yeah, one of my, you know, I keep saying one of my favorite designs, but I don't think I've designed something that I don't like yet. That hasn't happened. I've designed things that I think I would like to kind of change to fit my style more now, but it's not that I dislike them. And speaking about style and crochet alongs, I mentioned in the newsletter that went out by the time you watch this, 2 Sundays ago. The newsletter that went out 2 Sundays ago kind of talked about all the crochet alongs that are going to be, that I knew of, that we're going to be running during the month of January and during the month of February. So I just wanted to give a little shout out to those crochet alongs as well if you guys want to participate. Now we have a granny square along, or just actually a square make along. It's not just a granny square, and it is hosted by Jackie of Crochet. I'm sorry, Jackie. I'm gonna write that in the screen right here. My brain is still a bit foggy, so we're gonna have to forgive me, please, please. But she is hosting a marvelous square make along, and what that means is that you can sew your square, you can quilt your square, you can felt your square, you can knit your square, you can crochet your square. If it's a square, you can enter it in Jackie's crochet along. And the idea is that at the end of the year, you can have enough squares to make a cushion, make a bag, maybe. It's a no pressure, beautiful mal make along. Like, it's gorgeous. And speaking of squares and gorgeousness, my Pilsen blanket. And why do I bring this up now? My Pilsen blanket, if you followed me during Vlogmas, sorry, paused for thumbnail. This was my Vlogmas project, and the Pilsen blanket has not been finished. As I mentioned, I think in one of the videos, I decided to just actually take it slow and add to it and make it as big as I wanted by using up all of my yarn. Well, as much of it as I can. And this is a good time to bring up the Pilsen blanket because it is a square, so I can enter it in Jackie's make along, but also because Tony of TL Yarn Crafts is once again running her make along as well. I'm going to put the hashtag on the screen, and the idea with Tony's is that you pick one of her lovely patterns. She's prepared bundles of free patterns, bundles of paid for patterns, so any pattern designed by Tony can be entered into this crochet along, and she has some fabulous prizes. So I think I'm going to double dip, you know, because I am crocheting this square, and it will probably take me the whole year. Another crochet along that kind of presents a gorgeous idea is one hosted by Rosina of Scenes and Roger. She is hosting a cardigan crochet along, and it's literally a crochet along, like it's for crochet. It's a cal with a C. And you guys know how much I love a garment. I have my pattern picked out. I have my yarn picked out. However, my time does not agree. Like, I do not think I can fit another project in with all the projects that I already have going on. Whew, this podcast might be a nightmare to edit, but I was talking about Rosina's cardigan crochet along. So I'm not entering this into the crochet along because it has to be a project that you've started new. But I picked up my Oddments cardi. Now, if you are familiar with my channel way back, Mom and I did an Oddments cardi cal, and the idea behind it was that you use the odds and ends of the yarns that you already have to crochet up a cardigan. This was not an original idea in the sense that we were basing our pattern off of Rosina's own Oddment cardi. And I decided to rip back the rib. You guys know or may remember that I never really liked how the rib sat. So I picked it back up, and I am slowly working my way along. You know, just every once in a while I sit down for 10 minutes in the morning or in the evening and add more to the rib. I also did some little short rows in the back of the neck. Now, hindsight, of course, after finishing these short rows, I thought that I should have brought the short rows all the way up to the shoulder area, because I think that's where I needed more fabric before adding the rib, was definitely in the shoulder area. And of course, not only do we have these fun crochet alongs, but Chelsea of Knitting Tipsy, the gorgeous Chelsea of Knitting Tipsy, is also hosting a make along with Brie of Little Wolf Knits, and they are hosting the F Winter Mal. I'll put a link to that and the details about it in the description box below as well. Chandi of Expression Fiber Arts is hosting her yearly mystery make along, or I believe it's a crochet along. And I know I'm missing. There were so many crochet alongs. You know, January is kind of like the crafting month. I feel we all tend to slow down. We're alive and bursting with all these New Year's resolutions, and we just kind of want to have this sense of community to share all of it with. So to me, it makes perfect sense that January is kind of like the start of crochet along season. I always feel that it wanes a little bit towards, you know, the start of the summer months, but it shouldn't, because Claudia and I remember that we host the yearly Summer Romance Crochet Along, and this year's theme is From Enemies to Lovers. How exciting. So we have a lot to look forward to this year, and I am excited to be sharing some of that with you. I know that I can count on your company throughout this crafty journey, and I hope that you know that you can count on me for your own crafty journey. So if you just want to have more chats and things like that, then please join my Discord server. I'm going to put a link to that in the description box below. You can also join my newsletter. For my English newsletter, the link will also be in the description box below. Oh, and funsies, before I forget, if you want to join the Discord server before the end of January, I am going to be hosting a community night there, and the idea is that we're going to all be in the same voice channel. Hopefully I'll be able to turn my camera on and you guys can see that it's actually me and that we're doing things together. The theme of that has been chosen as well. It's going to involve questions, and no, it's not going to be like one of those farm sim games where the first task that you have to do is go meet everybody. It's a little bit like that, but more fun, hopefully. So thank you so much for joining me today for this crafty chat discussing birthday makes and all of that. Do let me know if you plan to participate in any of the crochet alongs that I mentioned, or if you yourself are already participating in some crochet along that I've not mentioned. Because guys, we're all about community. We're about lifting each other up, spreading joy, love, and laughter in the world, because hot dang dog, do we need it. Yes, we do. I know people say I don't watch the news, they're horrible, but it's not the news. It's the humans that do the things that are horrible. But we don't want to finish on a sad note. So, in order to finish on a happier note, I want to thank you for joining me today for this crafty chat video. We'll have more of them in the channel for sure. I'm thinking about doing like a crafty podcast once a month, along with the tutorials and vlogs that I'm going to be mixing it up. The idea is just to have fun, guys. The idea is to be a community, have fun, support each other, spread joy, laughter, and love. Okay? So on that happier note, I want to wish you a very happy crafting. Bye! Editando va a ser un desastre. But we got this. Alright, now to clean up all this yarny mess. I am an adult. I can clean. I am an adult. I can clean.